previously on Divorce Court.
In our relationship, he was very controlling. He picked me up for a date and I was late coming out, he would accuse me of sleeping with someone else.
You don't take responsibility for what you do.
Yes.
You snatched his phone.
I did.
And you ran.
I did.
You chased him through the bathroom.
I said, I broke the rearview mirror, you better check out your Camaro. He said, since you want to break things, I'm gonna break your neck.
Did you tell her you were gonna break her neck?
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We're reconvening the divorce case of Kevin Scott versus Shae Cannon. When I last spoke to the two of you, we hadn't even gotten to the part where you had the baby. So I want you to tell me what it was like, the power struggle that you were having that led up to the birth occurring in the manner that it did.
About a month after the whole jail experience happened, we started talking again. He started giving me rides, and we reconvened an intimate relationship. So.
Is that true?
That's true, but I specifically told her what I was coming back for. And it was to ensure that the pregnancy went well. I came back for the last trimester. I said, you know what? I need to be there to make sure that as you're going to the hospital and helping you out with everything, I'll be there for that. Mm-hmm. But as far as the relationship was considered, I specifically said, this is not a relationship.
I'm here as the father of this baby.
Correct.
Okay. Did you have sex with her?
Yes.
Now, right before sex, you said, now, I don't really mean this.
Right.
Didn't you believe that would mislead her?
I did. Most of the time, though, I wasn't initiating the intimacy. It was Shae, like, being who she was. She was being aggressive. She would come up to me, let's get it on, you know? So,
Ms. Cannon, were you, while he was there and available, trying to rekindle a relationship? Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, you're in love, you love him, and is that what you were trying to do, or did you heed his warning that he was just there for the baby?
Actually, this is before he even moved back in. Before he moved back in, a month after I came from jail, we started an intimate relationship for 3 months before he even moved back into the house.
Is that
for
true,
the baby.
Mr. Scott? Yep.
So
Don't
he
go
only
to Vegas and gamble.
He only came over. I have text message where he only asked to come over specifically for that reason.
Is that true?
That's true.
Wow, Mr.
That was
Scott.
what we had established. Still, as far as the way that it was explained, it wasn't to be, okay, we're gonna be back together. She was like, look, I got needs. And so I said, okay, you know, if we're gonna go about it this way, then this is how it's gonna be. I made a clear outline of how our relationship was gonna go at that point in time. If you wanna just use me for that, then that's all I'll be there for besides taking care of my son.
How did things progress from there, Ms. Cannon?
Yes, so after that, he did say that he was moving in to help with the baby, which I understood that. However, he would send so many mixed signals, such as, oh, we should get a house for the baby, that we needed, this apartment is not working, you know. So he was making plans for our future. So it was kind of, it was confusing because this is how our 8 years was, just back and forth.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Yes.
So you thought it was more of the same?
More of the same.
I was going into the co-parenting. I was just trying to make sure that whatever we needed to do, we need to co-parent as smoothly as possible.
Okay, now I want to talk about the day your son was born. Explain to me that circumstance.
So actually, my water broke 2 months early. We were coming back from a doctor's appointment when my water broke. And the reason that I feel like it broke is because we were under so much stress. We were actually arguing about making arrangements for a scheduled birth because I had such a high-risk pregnancy from stress and high blood pressure.
Yeah.
So we were at the doctor's office.
So it was already problematic because you were under stress, you had no car,
yes, studying
all that
for my
was going
brokerage
on.
exam. So I asked Kevin, can we schedule a date together that we can present to my midwife of when we can schedule the delivery, because they recommended 36 weeks or no later than 37. So we did not come to an agreement before we went into the office. So we actually had a difference in front of the doctor.
So y'all got at each other at the doctor's office,
just back
fighting
and
about
forth
the delivery
about
date.
the date, and it was just like
What was the problem with getting to a date?
He said he only wanted it delivered on a Friday.
Mr. Scott, is that accurate?
I was just trying to establish a time frame to try and correlate when everything would be smooth for everybody. The date, as far as when the baby was going to be born, you can't control that.
But you can, if you're scheduling a C-section, you can. So you were trying to, because you're trying to talk around it, but if you're scheduling a C-section, that's what you're doing. And you were trying to plan it so it was convenient for you. Yes.
Right. For both of us, though.
Yeah. See, let me tell you where you're not important. You're not important then. Your convenience is not important then. Her life was at risk. Her baby's life is at risk. And for you to want to fuss with her about a date that's convenient for you is childish, small, and wrong. You can die from preeclampsia. You can die from high blood pressure. She can die and the baby can die. And you were going to get into an argument with her about it being convenient for you. That is not a good look. It's not a manly look. Woo!
Within 24 hours, he was in Vegas. He
left right after the birth?
Yes.
She had the baby. They put the baby in the NICU.
The neonatal intensive care unit.
Yes.
And you went to Vegas. So when you guys were arguing about scheduling a C-section, you got so distraught, your water broke.
In the parking lot of our complex at home, my water broke right then. So we went straight to the hospital, and at this point, there was no other signs of labor or delivery except for my water breaking. So they kept me in the hospital. They tried so many methods to induce me, nothing worked. Just medicines, just all kind of things, and nothing worked. So my doctor said that the baby would just come naturally. In the meantime, this was just another inconvenient week for Kevin, because this was a week he had planned to go to Vegas. So he said, well, I'm just gonna still go to Vegas. The baby won't be here when I come back. I said, no, I think you should cancel the trip. And he said, we'll see.
What ended up happening? Did he stay for the birth?
He did. He was there for the birth.
Was he supportive?
Absolutely.
Very good. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad at you about things I'm not gonna be mad about, but you know what I mean? I gotta give you props where you deserve it.
So within 24 hours, he was in Vegas. He
left right after the birth?
Yes.
I was quick on the trigger, wasn't I? Did you leave right after the birth?
It wasn't right after, okay? So
How long after?
It was about 48 hours.
48 hours.
She had the baby, and then I held the baby, did all the beautiful things that you can see in a birth. They put the baby in the NICU, and I made sure that everything was good. I asked
So
the
the baby was in the NICU?
Yes.
The neonatal intensive care unit?
Yes.
2 months premature?
Yes.
And you went to Vegas?
Right. But the doctors assured me that everything was fine. They said his heart rate's good, his lungs are good, everything is good.
Did you feel any obligation to support her throughout that process?
I did, and I did.
From Vegas?
No, not from Vegas, but I was supportive in this entire endeavor.
He didn't come until it was time for us to be discharged. I had nothing for my son. He came with a pink car seat for our son, and nothing for him to wear except for clothes that weren't washed or anything.
Did you come up a little late? Or did you come prepared?
I came up a little late, but she's saying she's all alone, all of this, that, and the other. There were multiple friends that came by, brought clothes, brought diapers, brought all type of stuff. So she
So
had
she's
a
not the abandoned damsel in distress
No,
that
she had a
says,
network
that she's describing.
Right. There was a number of people that she had supporting her besides myself. And so she wasn't completely abandoned by me, no.
I got you.
I found out that he was indeed having an adulterous affair with another woman. I had never known before that.
Don't you think it was rather wrong for you to move in with her and have sex with her if you ever have sex with somebody else? Would you cancel your vacation if your child was in the hospital? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. So what happened at the hospital when you looked through his phone?
So that very last night when he came back from Vegas, he changed the password on my phone. And I just said, why? So I said, maybe this is his. So I looked and it was his password. So I had access to his phone. When I opened it, a whole world of information just opened my eyes to everything. I found out that he was indeed having an adulterous affair with another woman. I had never known before that.
I'm gonna ask you the bottom question. Is this true?
This is true.
Yes. Were you using protection with either one or both of those women while you were doing that?
I was using protection with the other woman.
With the other woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did the other woman know about this woman?
Yes.
Don't you think it was rather wrong for you to move in with her and have sex with her if you ever have sex with somebody else?
Again, that's just something that I had to learn and grow past. She was aggressively pursuing me in the house, even though I set out, hey, let's try not to do this. I tried to sleep in a separate room and everything. I was downstairs, she was upstairs. I couldn't escape.
You were running and just couldn't get away from her.
I'm trying to just help out while I'm there, but I couldn't get away. So
okay, let me tell me about when the baby's name. Check this out. It's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, the baby's name is
Isn't
cool.
that ironic? Two of the most hot-headed, crazy folk I done ever met named their baby Cool. You guys wouldn't know Cool if it fell on your head. But tell me about what happened when you two were trying to exchange Cool.
Yes, so I was studying for some licensing, and it was a very stressful process. So I was arranging to meet Kevin to give him Cool. When we met, I told him, there's extra breast milk in the bag. Do you mind keeping him overnight? And he said, no way, no how. I said, I'm really tired, I'm really stressed out. Just one night, could you keep him? And he said, no. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna sit in your car until you take our son and put him in your car.
Now we all know it didn't happen like that, right? You didn't say politely, oh, I know, I'm going to sit in my car. You were up and ragged.
No, that's exactly what happened. He'll tell you. I said, and then I proceeded to sit in his car, and then that's when the back and forth, the exchange happened, where I tried to stay in the car, and he tried to get me out of the car.
Mr. Scott, what happened?
So what happened was she came over to me. I took Cool out of the car. I'm putting him in her car. I'm putting the car seat in there, right? She gets right up on me and says, you're taking Cool. And I said, no, I'm not. And that's when she darts over to my phone or to my car and proceeds to sit in it. So I run over there and I'm like, okay, I'm about to get you out the car. So I was about to pull on her and I grabbed her arm and I pulled a little bit and I said, hey, you know what? I'm not about to do this. I said, I'm not finna go through this entire situation all over again. I'm gonna just go ahead and take Cool and I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna fuss at both of you, but before I fuss at you, I gotta figure out whether or not you owe her $15,000. What is the greatest challenge of co-parenting after a breakup? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Ms. Cannon, you say he owes you $15,000. Why don't you tell me actually $14,500. Why do you believe he owes you that amount of money?
After insurance paid for the birth of our son, we still had expenses left, totaling $20,000. So
whose insurance were you on?
Mine.
Do you have the bills reflecting that?
Yes.
Mr. Scott, what do you say about that $20,000? Have you seen the
$20,000
bills? Do you believe it? Do you believe you ought to pay half?
Absolutely. The $20,000, the half of that, that's perfectly fine. In fact, as of right now, she's under my insurance. So I've been paying for that for about 1.5 years now.
Oh, okay.
So there's, as far
She's
as,
under your insurance because you're married and your child is under your insurance.
Correct.
But she had to come out, they're still coming after you personally for the $20,000.
Correct.
Okay, so you know you need to pay 10 of that,
Absolutely.
right? You're good,
Absolutely.
You're good on that. Tell me about the rest of the money. You want $3,000 for emotional distress and time off work, $1,500 for a car.
So for the car that he took, we had 2 cars, and it was complete understanding that the car was mine. I drove the car 85% of the time. I paid for the $1,500 down payment, and I paid every month out of my bank account for the car payments. So the car was gone. I needed to buy a new car. I didn't have a car for 3 months, and then I bought a new one. What I'm asking him for, I could ask him for more for the car, but I'm simply asking for the down payment that I originally paid for that car.
Did you take that car from her that you put a down payment on and did not give her access to it ever again?
this was a mutual agreement to get this car, first of all. And second of all, as far as the payments were considered, we split everything down the middle in the house.
Yeah,
at
but
that
you
point
took
in
both
time.
cars. You didn't split the cars down the middle, did you?
Right, but she was the one who told me we need to get this car. And when we got the car, she said, just put it in your name because it's yours. That's why I had the car.
Yeah, but y'all married though, right?
Right?
And you can't have both cars. She gets one. That's how that goes. You know what I'm saying? She gets one, $1,500. Now tell me about the $3,000 you want.
So after I found out, so back to the cheating. What I found out was I opened the phone and this whole just world opened up to me. Even when I was in the hospital, when he would leave and I was on Pitocin, he was gone. He said he was getting
Ms.
food.
Cannon, let me stop you right there.
The 3,000.
No.
Okay.
You not get, first of all, you can't get an emotional distress for that kind of thing in a marriage because people would be just throwing money. My husband and I would be throwing tens of thousands of dollars at each other all the time. That's number one. And if you want to talk emotional distress, the stuff you did about running in the bank and the house and all that kind of stuff, come on now. You were both just distressing people and you distressed one another. So you're not gonna get any emotional distress. No, that conversation is over with. On a side note, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You wanna be a motivational speaker, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
After everything that I've learned and all the experiences, and now having my son.
Mr. Scott, might I just suggest that you not hold your personal experiences in such grand favor as if that it's taught you something, great. You know what I mean? It was really dumb to do in the beginning. And then the fact that you have survived stupid and still behave rather badly with respect to the baby doesn't make you a man that should lead others. I would say that. Having said that, I will say this, $10,000 for half of those bills and $1,500 for the car, that's $11,500 in favor of Ms. Cannon, and it's so ordered.
Moving forward, I would like to communicate with Kevin specifically about the needs of our child and how we can create a great relationship just so that our son can flourish.
I would love for us to co-parent as smoothly as possible. Whenever we interact, Shae brings up drama. So as long as we can just keep things short between each other, we can have a smooth co-parenting relationship.